Okay. Pretty well. Paula, I'm going to get you for just this. I'm going to get you to move. Does this table have the least amount? We've got 4 here. How many y'all have? 6? Okay, Paul, I'm going to have you move here just for this because we're going to talk amongst ourselves for a few minutes. So, time to me is our most valuable asset in that you can't ever get it back. You can't go back and change the past. Once it's gone, the moment is gone, the moment is gone. And so I really do not believe that time can be managed necessarily, but we can be intentional about time, or we can let time pass and look back and think, whew, time has passed, but not much has changed. Do you know what I'm saying? When we're intentional, we are working within the time that God is allowing us to be on earth, to be at His home, right? I have not always been great at time management. I'm a worker, but I'm a procrastinator. Let's just be real. We're all friends, right? So one of the things that I have really worked on is making that procrastination in me an opportunity for improvement. All my degrees and all of that, pretty much got all of that working through procrastination. Does anybody else? Okay, oh good, not a lot. Okay, so I want you guys, I'm going to give you just a few minutes because we don't have a ton of time, but I want you to talk amongst yourself. And here's the things that I want you to do when you turn in your circle. First thing is, identify who is going to be your note taker and speaker for the group. Okay? The second thing is, what does time management mean to you? And I want y'all to kind of come together on that. So who's your speaker, note taker? What does time management mean to you? And I need your top 3 best time management tips, how you are better with your time, best top 3 of your group. I'm going to give y'all just a few minutes to do that. Yes, sorry, I did not make that clear, did I? Yes, so talk amongst your table. Identify your person. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so get after it, girls. Got about 3 more minutes. About 30 seconds. Starts out like super quiet, and then it's like, okay, we're getting our group on. I like this.
And then you say, stop, come on, Joe.
I know, like, I'm actually going to have the speaker come up here just for the purpose of everybody being able to hear and see and not having to train around in the video as well. So, who would like, bring it on. Actually, let me have all 3 of my speakers come up. We're going to talk about the definition first, and then we'll go into our list. Yeah, come on. You're like, oh, nah. I love seeing who everybody picks. It's fun. Come on, girls. Okay, so first let's talk about what, to your group, what time management means.
So for us, time management means getting the most accomplished in the time we're given. I just don't. Yeah, y'all just go on that. Okay, dude, I'm sorry.
Well, I did not process. I'm so sorry.
So what time management means to us is getting the most accomplished in the time we're given.
Okay.
I think our group was, the most important thing is to be intentional and be be purposeful.
For us, time management meant effectively prioritizing and managing activities to maximize our time allocations daily.
So I want to hear your top 3 tips.
So our top 3 tips, The first one is plan your day. So if you have to write down on like a sheet of paper, this time I'm gonna be doing this time I'm doing this, and then don't get so stuck to that you're like, oh no, it's 2 o'clock and I'm not doing what's on my list. Just use it as a guideline, general guideline. And then I loved this. She said, take the time to save time, prepare for the day. So do any prep work that you need to. She said to break it down, if it's a big project, break it down and prepare for those steps to get ready. And then also don't do the easy things first, prioritize. So plan, prepare, and prioritize.
Oh, on the theme, I like it. Okay. That's very good. Nice.
All right.
I was like, oh
Middle. Middle.
no. Oh, nice. I'm sure those is too. Sorry. Just got selected. It's early still.
So, we didn't like write down, the 3 words that you guys did. But ours was pretty close to being the same, Make yourself a schedule. You've got kids, you've got whatever, color coded, whatever you need to do to help you so that it's just really easy to look at. And prepare each week, maybe Sundays, do all your cooking for the week, grocery shopping, that kind of stuff, or Saturday, because a lot of people do a lot of church things on Sunday. And also make your big list, make them visible where you can see them. Sometimes we put them in our phone, so, out of sight, out of mind.
For us, our group, we started out talking about the need for systems or organization and organizing, because that is a part of preparing. And then we said from there you needed to establish priorities. And not to get bogged down on whatever your system is that you have set, but that use it like the bumpers at the bowling alley, just to guide you for the day, to make sure that we're going in the direction that we need. And our third tip was accountability, is to maintain and have accountability for what you're doing and how you're executing your systems.
That's awesome. It's so fun to hear the different things. Either way, good. But how related they are. It might be worded a little differently, but I love how we're all on the same page with that. So I went to Lynn Tubin's boot camp as a pretty new director, and y'all, Lynn Tubin's retiring in January, and our company will just never be the same. She is just a masterful teacher, a masterful worker, and yes, she will retire in Orlando at leadership this year. So if you want to, see Lynn Tubin retire, you can become the director of Best Orlando, I'm just saying. But one of the things she talks about is, doing a time audit. And I have some of that detail, but not that detail. Like literally every 15 minutes, in both of her boot camps, I had to write down every 15 minutes, I want to say for a week. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so much work. And you know what I realized in my time audits with her? What do you think I realized? I have more time than I thought, and I waste time. Like, oh, okay. Because you sit there and go, oh, I'll just watch 15 minutes of GMA or whatever. I don't have TV, but whatever you're watching, Kelly and whoever Kelly's with these days, what is it, Ryan? Okay, yeah, right. I only see those things when I go to the doctor. So because I don't watch that, but like I'm like, oh, she's got our new host again. Okay, let's do this thing. But then it's, but let me just see the guest person. I like this person. They're on my Stranger Things show or whatever. And what do you know? Like an hour's gone by, and right? So that time audit really helped me to just grab a hold of truth. Because time is one of those things where we can be too busy for our own good. And when I say busy, let's just go ahead and put that in a quotes, a busy. There are different degrees of busy. Everyone is busy. Everyone has full lives. Would you agree that there are people who truly are busy, they really don't have any extra time. And then there are people who like to make themselves busy. Are y'all with me? Okay. Like for me in my life, I consider my life very full. I would say I'm busy. I feel busy a lot. You know, homeschooling and managing that man I'm married to and, you know, my business and everything. But then I look over at Nicole and I'm like, I'm not busy at all. I have nothing to complain about. Right? So God also puts people in your life that helps you have perspective. Sorry, I didn't know if they're in the bus, but you know, I mean, that 50 hours a week, she is tied to her JOB right now. I'm not spending 50 hours homeschooling. I'm just not, you know? So that time on it can help you. I think for time management to decide before you go into a meeting, an appointment, a share, and for those of sweet people, when we say a new word, it's like the army. You're probably thinking, I don't know exactly what is it? What's a share? What are they talking about? Just like Wade does. So a share is just when you go in and have a conversation about the business with someone. You usually do it over a cup of coffee instead of being like, we're gonna have an interview. No one, I hate it. Who likes interviews? Yeah, right? I haven't interviewed since 1997. So if I had to go do an interview today, I'd be a little nervous, but a share, just sharing, right? So it's basically a career chat, or I don't call it career chat because to me, so few people come into Mary Kay for it to be a career on the front end. Would y'all agree with that? I mean, why did I come into Mary Kay the first time? Discount, right? So sorry, if we say something, just because I'm thinking, bless her heart, she's 10 days in. She's hey, but kudos to you for being here. It would have been easy to stay home on what I imagine will be rainy today, although, thank you, Lord, we're not yet. So decide results and goals before the appointment. Be intentional. When I go into a party, you know I want to. No. 3 + 3 + 3. I almost said 2 + 2 + 2. I know what I'm going for. And so if I'm like, hey, if I get one more booking, like I've gone back out to the group like, y'all, we need one more booking to help Susie hostess. And she's going to get something magical, right? But if I'm not intentional about it, I just leave and I'm like, well, it just didn't happen this time. It's all right. It'll happen next time. It's okay, right? So being intentional, deciding what you want before ahead of time. Now, do I always get it? Of course not. But if I'm just wandering into an appointment hoping, and hope is no strategy, it is as good as going out to where people, the archery thing, what is that called? Archery? Where there's some bales of hay, and I'm going to shoot the bow and arrow, but first off, I'm going to blindfold myself, and then I'm going to wander around blindfolded, and then I'm going to try and shoot and hit the bullseye. Will not happen. Okay, so being intentional, deciding ahead of time. Someone else mentioned Sunday Plan Day. I love that. I highly believe in that. Prioritize. I think everyone mentioned it on some form or fraction. Block distractions was not mentioned. So, you know, I think with social, we just have to be so careful to keep our blinders on and to really block things. So I know, you know, taking off some of the apps off of your phone and things like that that really do distract you. If, you know, such Facebook, I don't really look at newsfeed very often. I find it to be deflating. If I'm looking at newsfeed, I'm at a red light. I might be on the potty. I look at newsfeed when I'm I can't do anything else during that time. Do you know what I'm saying? So if I like something of yours, yay. And if I don't, don't hurt your feelings hurt, because it really is very random for me. So, because Facebook for me started to be a big distraction. Has anyone else kind of like found themselves distracted? And yeah, no fun. Try not to multitask. I think when we are honoring our time, when we multitask, it feels like we're getting more done, but I would venture to say we're actually getting less done. Don't wait for inspiration, do it now. Touch it once, get it done. Mary Kay Ash used to say, be a part of the Din Din Club. Do it now, do it now, do it now. The Din Din Club. Don't strive for perfection. That doesn't apply to everyone, but I'm sure I'm not the only one in the room. Don't get hung up on the small details. Schedule breaks between things. I like to reward myself. A lot of times it has to do with food. I use timers. I used timers a lot when my kids were little. A lot. You know, when the timer goes off, Mom, you'll make popcorn. Watch Baby Einstein's. But I had to be intentional. It would have been so much easier just to plop down with them. And when I was with them, I was with them. I wasn't trying to like, well, there was no texting when I was in my business, let's be real. There was no Facebook either. So, but I wasn't trying to like sneak and halfway be there, because 1 foot in is 1 foot out. I want to be 2 feet in, mommy, I want to be 2 feet in, business owner, and that requires some boundaries, right? That's another talk for another day. Organize your email is another one. I have so many filters in my email. I have labels. I have a label called urgent. So it's like things like before I go to bed, I will go and check that has to be done that day, right? All my store stuff. I don't have a separate email because for me, if I have to go check another email, I'm just not gonna do it. But it does filter. I never see those sale flyers. They go directly, I mark them as red, and they go directly into a folder. So if I want to know what Joann's is having on sale today, I'll go to my folder and go look and search for Joann's, right? But the distraction of being in my inbox, yeah.
Can we do a class on just organizing
Sending
emails?
emails.
Yes, organizing email?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could do it on technology where I could show you. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do it screen up, so text me that. Create hobbies that use a different side of your brain than you use at your job or even in your business. Because what this does is this activates the brain in a different way. I know it seems silly, but really and truly. I mentioned I barter time with my kids. Exercise just releases endorphins. It is one that I do struggle with. I will be good and then I will get busy. Which means I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. to do it, so I'm not going to do it. That's really what that equates to, if I'm being honest. Use your calendar planner, be responsible for your time. Schedule relaxation time, schedule me time. Learn to say no. That's a hard one for me. But we do have to say no to good for great. We just do. That's how God created us. He wants it is best for us. But that doesn't mean everything. Don't answer your phone just because it's ringing. Typically, if it's someone I don't know, I typically answer it, even in the time of lots of robocalls and stuff. And because just 2 weeks ago, I had a gal call me. She's a former beauty control consultant, and she was not leaving messages. She was calling consultants on the web locator until somebody answered. Praise the Lord, I answered. She wanted a foundation. She had run out of her beauty control. They went out. Actually, they did go out of business. They were bought by Tupperware, and so lots changed. Tupperware doesn't know much about running a skincare company. Those are her words, not mine. And the products have changed a little bit. And so she came to my office, and for the foundation that she wanted, she spent $376. She spent additional $156 on a week later. And had I not answered that, she would have found somebody, right? Having inventory did help that too. She was not going to be like, oh, I'll wait till she's a little high maintenance. But we're set up to cover all people, right? So answer your phone. So if it's someone calling who I know, I might prioritize that. I have to, because my phone, it rings all the time, especially like family drama, and I am in the middle of some family drama right now. I just be like, oh, not right now. No, I got stuff to do. Not that I'm not going to, not that I don't love them. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? I'm not being mean, but I am respecting my business and respecting my time. Let go of bad habits that turn your systems into habits. Somebody mentioned that. Make technology work for you. I am a paper girl at heart. I mean, check it out. Paper girl at heart. But like Evernote has saved my life. And what I love about Evernote above all others of those kinds is that you get 2 devices for free. So I have it on my computer and I have it on my phone. So I can copy paste on my computer, title the note, script for booking new customer, or script for booking vendor customer, or whatever, and title it, paste it in there, and on my phone go in, copy, paste, text. You know, so it has been life-changing. And there's some other ones, but Evernote by far is my favorite. And I use Evernote in my 21-day system. For me, that 21-day system, we call it the 21-day system because it's 21 days to create a habit, but it's really my everyday system. How many of you have never heard of the 21-day system, the booking system that we use? So good. You need it. Okay. And I already made a list to send out some of the handouts that I have with that, the video that really, I think, best explains it. Because some people, I think Alicia uses a binder. Are we using a binder for that? No? Okay, we've changed that. She used to use a binder. I use like a 3x card box. I have one for my potential, so prospect booking, party booking, and then I have one for customers because they just don't all fit. But I like that 3x5 size because it fits in my purse, right? And I won't go over, because I'm already over time, but I will send that to you. Look at my face. It has been life-changing. When did that come into our life, y'all? 3 years ago? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? 3 years ago? 2? 3? Before that, I'm just being real, so for 9 years, it was really willy-nilly. It was like, ooh, I forgot. Who am I supposed to reach out to today? But today, today's the 13th, so this evening, because I didn't do it this morning, I will go to my number 13 with a little tab. I will pull out those index cards, and those are the people I will follow up with today. So it takes the emotion out, it takes the guesswork out. Like for me, for time management, that booking system has completely revolutionized my business. I'm not missing people, and I don't feel guilty. That guilt, that's not fun. Like, oh, I should have done that. Oh, I could have done that. Like, I just do it, I get it done, and then I'm 100% all in whatever this is, mommy or, wife, family drama. Let's take up a piece of my time right now. Whatever it is, whatever's on your plate, it allows you to get your Mary Kay stuff done and check it off, and then move over here. And I'm not saying your level of activity has to be the same as mine, because we could go around the room and talk about level of activity, we're going to have 40 different answers, right? But it's just the consistency, Teresa mentioned that earlier, the consistency of, 5-6 days a week of just treating your business like a business. And that might be one contact a day. I mean, how long does it take you to send one text a day? Right? But it's top of mind awareness. It is using time to your benefit so that you grow your business. Because how many of you do not want to grow? Right. And the pace at which we grow, that is totally in our hands. We have the ability to choose and create that. But I'm just here to tell you, if we don't be intentional, if we don't press ahead, oh, it's so pretty too. Oh, this is why I don't decorate. We really do, though, have to plan for this, prepare for this, use our time, because otherwise it just doesn't happen. And I know you can all look back, and it might be right now this season or a season before, where you're thinking, I wasted time. I let this distract me, because what does the devil want to do ultimately? Kill, steal, and destroy. But he distracts us to do those things. He knows what will distract you and you and you, and it's different than what will distract me. He knows that. And so when we're distracted by family drama, I'm like, oh, it's not today, Satan. Because you can ask these, but I was all wrapped up in it. And now I'm like, you know what? You can have the money that this will cost me, but you cannot have my time. I do not need to waste my time on this. And the fact that I'm talking about this drama that I'm in right now and I'm not crying is an improvement. Praise the Lord, right? And sometimes preparing for training. So let me tell you how this went down. So we came up with all this stuff that we're like, oh, right now we're still in the caterpillar. And the caterpillar part of our training is doing the work, right? And so we came up with our list, and I sent it out to the girls, and I'm like, just tell me what you want, grab what you feel like you're called to teach on, basically. I took what was left, right? But God is he goes before me. He knew that when I got into this time management piece, that I would be like, I'm wrapped up in drama, and I'm letting the devil distract me right now. No more. Not today. Say it. Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan.
Sorry. Love y'all.